I'm Jeff Beal, and I'm the composer of the score to The Biggest Little Farm. Biggest Little Farm is a film about this guy, John Chester, and his wife, Molly, who were just kind of recently married, and they got this dream, really, to start a farm. And they ended up finding this 200 acres of sort of not very well taken care of land out here in Moorpark, California. It's the story of them sort of bringing this land back to life. The heart of the score is really this sort of Americana, almost Copland-esque orchestral palette. And really from the very first scene to the very end, in some way the orchestra is always present.
Being a documentary filmmaker, the hardest thing to envision was that I could make a story that really truly deserved a cinematic score. And I think that was like this maturity that Jeff brought to it, and he saw that it deserved it, and he could see the bigness of it.
For John, this film is so deeply personal to him that we connected first on a friendship level. I realized that I had this huge responsibility to tell not just any story, but tell his story.
I knew of his work from Pollock and, of course, House of Cards. He just sort of can transform an entire experience sonically to where you're like in this world that feels very unfamiliar, and yet at the same time makes you deeply curious about it. Someone like him could capture that otherworldliness of it while at the same time being unassuming and not being overly forced.
He managed to really sort of frame this whole movie in a way that has a beautiful symphonic arc to it, really. I felt like in tracking all these beats along the story that I was able to create a score that has a really immersive and almost a symphonic or operatic scope to it.
He was able to combine these sort of like organic sounds with these very traditional sort of orchestrated sounds, like seamless.
John, I'm not okay with this. I can see a lot of smoke out the window. We're gonna go.
I didn't do a lot of sound effects, but one of the things I used was a bowed banjo, which was sort of a good sound for some of the more scary stuff that happens in the movie, like the fire that threatens this place. And also it sort of became a theme for the coyotes when they start to come and really attack all of John's chickens.
Bar 59, please. 59, this is a little faster one.
Probably the favorite part of my job, especially when I write an orchestral score, is getting to record it. And I love working at home in my studio, and for this one I really wanted to get as many people around as we could at the same time. So we had the string section, which was 17 players. We had George Deering playing banjo and dobro and guitar, and we also had the woodwind players all in the room at the same time, and it was such a thrill for us all to play this together. It always felt like concert music to me. I just love this idea of this sort of folk music, which really comes from our shared roots of an agrarian culture, really, and using that in the music, it just felt like a really good fit.